Do you remember Wistoria, Wands and Swords? I remember it was a pretty good series. Nice anime. I don't know the manga about that. But it was kind of like, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? It felt a lot in that style, like it was inspired by both the story and the artwork. And I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was you've got your underdog who's got to rise up and realize he's got power within him to do so much more than he thinks he does. And this is one of the great scenes from season 1.
あれはまさかウィスなんだ
剣が炎をまとったエンチャントいや違う
魔法を食った落ちこぼれお前
Pretty cool. I like the anime, I like the artwork. It's pretty interesting. And they're coming out with season 2 now. And that's going to be coming up very, very shortly. Matter of fact, that's coming out in April 2025. It's coming out this month. I was hoping to be out around my birthday, but my birthday came and it hasn't come out yet. But I'm looking forward to it. And, well, let's take a look at that trailer. Because I know we saw, and I did a video on The Eminence in the Shadow and its official movie coming out, which is the Echoes. And I'm not sure if I'm as excited about that, but maybe this will be different. Maybe this is more exciting. Let's see what the trailer has to say.
思い出せ君の起源を取り戻せ君の始まりをさあ
Now, you may recall that this guy is he's one of the swordsmen. So we have a society, you have the magic users, and then you've got the sword users. And this guy, as I remember him, he was one of the sword users. And that was a subplot that we were just finding out about towards the end of season 1. But we don't know a lot about this guy, except that what we know about Wiz, he was supposed to be with this guy. He was supposed to be part of the swords people, but he's in the magic school. Okay, so something has changed. Something is different. And in season 2, it seems we're going to develop on that to find out why Wiz is such a badass.
Believers going back to
I gotta take out the music here because I'm not sure if I'll get a copyright hit on that, which kind of sucks. The music is pretty good. Well, as you can see, and as they pointed out here, is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon? Why is it so much the same? Same story, same writer. So. And I actually hadn't picked up on that before, so no wonder there's so many similarities, and it's probably because of the same writer. So that makes a whole lot more sense. And I like that. I like that one scene there they showed. Where is it? That's a good action scene. That's a good action shot there. Okay. So somebody started a problem. Celebration and oops, uninvited guests come on in. Okay, so you can follow the storyline. You can see what's going on here. Goes pretty fast, so this is going to be a big action season, it seems. It seems that it doesn't take very long for a lot of action starting to happen. We don't know why, but it looks like the season's going to be mostly about dealing with this invasion. He's still got problems with his teacher. His main teacher, his main teaching antagonist, continues to be pissed at him, and he doesn't like him. Okay, so that's continuing to happen. He still doubts himself. He still feels like he's not good enough, even though he wants to get to the tower to meet his the girl he would like to be his girlfriend, the friend that he grew up with who did make it to the tower already, and he still feels like he's falling behind, that he's not good enough, that he's not capable, but he has the desire. Okay. We also hear something about a graveyard of wands, whatever that is. That is new to me, although I don't remember season one as well as we should. We've got, these are the teachers as I recall, so we're going to get a little bit more about the teachers in total. And they seem to be pretty powerful. These are the mages at the tower, as a matter of fact. So these are, if we remember the main storyline, once you get in out of the school, if you're good enough, you get to the tower, and it's not clear if there's a limited number of people who are in the tower, and for each of them, if you rise up, then you replace the person who was there before. We don't really understand that. That's not very clear. Can there be more than just 5 people in the tower? Are those 5 fixed, and so you have to replace people? If it's only 5 and they get replaced, what happens to the person that you replace? It's not very clear. The story hasn't gone there. We're finally going to find out more about that, and what's going on with the sky. The story was always very much into the battles and a lot of the fighting, and watching Will fight with just his sword, and, well, he's beginning to understand that he can do something with magic, and that was kind of interesting. But I always liked his just pure physical fight, him pushing the limits, doing things physically without magic, or very little magic that he knew of, was always very interesting. I thought it was very well drawn, very well acted there. And looks like we're going to get more of that. Some of his friends, he's having some problems. There's somebody, the Mage Killer. That sounds interesting. Obviously, a new antagonist being brought in on top of the teacher. Might actually be one of the teachers. Could be that Will is being confused for one of those, for the Mage Killer. A lot of new bosses. And actually, that was a good stop on. I just stopped it and got a great frame. I think that's kind of interesting. I like the boss. You've got the hole in the chest like the hollows. That's kind of interesting. A little bit different. So there's a couple of influences coming into the game. A lot of CGI though. Not as bad as what we saw with Eminence in the Shadow, but it's there. Artwork is decent, but, they're consistent with their artwork. Could be a little higher quality. Nice scene, though. I like this. This might be my thumbnail for this. A lot of people are having bad days here. Now, this could be the main battle of the arc, or it could be one of multiple. And I'm guessing from the amount of different scenes we saw, dungeon battles, and now we saw the invasion into the main city, and we're seeing a lot of battles around the school. I'm thinking that we're going to have multiple battles. It's not just the one building up at the end of the season, but throughout the entire season. There's going to be an arc with major battles going all the way through, as opposed to just building up to one big one. That guy is obviously he's the big bad for the demons. He's going to be the big bad boss, obviously. And I think this scene gives us, besides the other freeze frame I showed you, this frame as well pretty much confirms it to me. This is our antagonist. Now the question is he a human or hiding out as a human in the town or in the school and now reveals himself for some reason? Or is he released and therefore brings out the other demons, which we saw the invasion? Is it one or the other? Or is there some other element? Not sure. I like this. This portion right here, I'm going to try and see if I can get the audio. I'm going to put the audio on. I'll probably get a strike in the content for it, but I want to play this with audio right here.
お前は魔法を使えるよ。みんなに希望を示す。
Homeboy has missed. took a blast through his body. He's got no center to him. I don't even know how he's speaking. There's nothing but blood there. He's got no center. His torso is gone. How is he speaking? I don't get it. Obviously, major sacrifice here. He is dead. Dead. But he's trying to encourage the protagonist. He's trying to get him to rally together. And it's like, no, you do have a special kind of magic, referring back to the beginning of the trailer. He has a magic no one else can use. Okay, that's cool. If you notice, this looks like even though it looks like it could be on the school, but we saw these beasties, they were down in the dungeon. So how did a dungeon beast get out to what looks like the front of the school? I don't know.
たった一つの魔法
Again, I don't know how that guy was moving at all. But cool. Okay. And so this is that same arena. We got the same kind of ground. This is the town itself. So not the school, but the town, maybe leading up to the school. And we see a lot of devastation. So a lot of people are going to be affected. We're going to be losing some characters this season. Obviously, there was the one there, but it looks like we may be losing some side characters. They're going to die. They're not coming back. They're going to be gone forever. So that could be interesting. And this guy is obviously one of our bad guys. He's obviously involved with the main demon beast. Now the question is he the demon beast in human form? Is he part of a cult or an organization that wanted them to come back to take over? Does he have an entirely different agenda? Is he the mage killer that was referred to in the teaser? We don't know for sure. I don't remember him from season 1. He could be. There's maybe one character I can kind of remember season 1 where he might have been there, but I don't really remember. If you guys remember, let me know. But I find it interesting. I just like this scene. This is another good thumbnail for this. I thought it was a great image there. Okay. And something about imbuing his blood into his blood seems to be the key to his magic. Okay. And now he realizes his true power. Wistoria, season 2. And now he becomes a serious badass. That's kind of cool. And that's the end of the trailer there. It's about 1 minute and 52 seconds. I know I couldn't play all the sound because I'm probably going to get a content strike on this. Pretty sure of it. But hopefully Crunchyroll won't. I'm talking about your series, guys. Leave me alone. I'm more excited about Wistoria Wand and Swords Season 2 than the Eminence in the Shadow movie based on the trailer. I've only seen one trailer of each. I saw them both today. And I gotta say, listening to the music, looking at the artwork, I think Wistoria is going to be a better Season 2 than Eminence in the Shadow. I think they both have good, solid writers. I think they have good storylines to work off of. We know that the same writer for Picking Up Girls in a Dungeon isn't wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon. We know he can make a good series, and he can carry that series for several seasons. So this should continue to grow, and he has a good hold on building the character's power progression, power creep. So it should be pretty good. Eminence in the Shadow, the question is, we've seen Sid move so far ahead with so much power. How do you make him continue to be a compelling character? I mean, he's so OP. As opposed to here, Wiz he's not as compelling. He's not as OP, I should say. He's not as OP, so he's got room to grow, kind of like in How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Again, our lead there was also, he's still growing in power. The rabbit, Lucky Rabbit, Rabbit's Foot? Is he the Rabbit's Foot? Lucky Rabbit? I forget. Same thing. He's still got room to grow. I don't know about Sid. He doesn't really have anywhere else to grow, so what's his challenge? And maybe that's something that I saw in that trailer. Maybe that has an impact. I don't know. Well, those are my thoughts about Wistoria. Maybe you found it interesting. Are you going to watch it? Do you think it's going to be like, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Is it going to grow on you like that one did? Are you just as interested in seeing the progression of the story, to see the progression of his power? Is it too much like that? Or how do you feel in general? I'm thinking this season, not so big on the Eminence in the Shadow movie. Could change. I want to see season 3. I'm looking forward to that. But until then, I'm definitely going to be watching Wistoria, Wand and Swords season 2. How about you? Tell me in the comments.